Hello traders, today in this video we'll be doing our weekly market analysis on the pairs such as GBPAUD, JPY, EURJPY, US30. Now we'll be doing this analysis for the week from 3rd May 2021 towards 7th May 2021. So on the GBPAUD chart on a daily time frame, a GBPAUD broke out of this downtrend line and then made some retests here, then again retested this zone over here, then came back to retest this zone over here. So that's what we were talking about, how on our last week's market analysis that GBPAUD might make a retest towards this zone and then continue its move downward, probably in as part of continuation to this newly forming downtrend line. We drew this downtrend line on our last week's market analysis, so we're gonna play a short clip from our last week's market analysis to show you guys how we found this move of GBPAUD. So what we're looking at is that GBPAUD might make some pullback towards this zone after retesting this zone, like might make some pullback over towards this zone and retest this trend line again, and then continue its move downwards towards this zone. And that's what GBPAUD actually did. It made a retest towards this zone and also a retest towards this downtrend line, and currently retesting this zone over here. So what we can do is we can go to a shorter time frame, like a 4-hour time frame, and wait for GBPAUD to actually make a break out of this zone, and that's when we can take an entry on the break and close below this zone of GBPAUD. If GBPAUD breaks and close below this zone, then we can take a short entry on GBPAUD, in hopes of setting our TP towards this zone. So like if GBPAUD makes a break out of this zone, it will also be, and even like breaks out of this zone, it will also be the continuation of this newly forming downtrend line that is forming after breaking out of this uptrend line or this symmetrical triangle pattern that GBPAUD have been forming. Let's wait at this zone, and at this zone let's see if GBPAUD breaks out of this zone or this zone. If it breaks out of this zone, that's when we're taking some short entries in hopes of GBPAUD moving even further down as part of the continuation of this downtrend line. So that's my analysis on GBPAUD. Now let's move towards GBPJPY. On GBPJPY, we drew these zones on our last week's analysis, and we were waiting at this zone for GBPJPY to break out of. Like if GBPJPY breaks out of this zone with bearish momentum, that's when we're gonna take some short entry, setting out TP. Let's go to a 4-hour time frame. Yes, if GBPJPY breaks out of this zone, that's when we that's where we're gonna take some short entry, setting out TP over here or over here. But then that didn't happen yet. GBPJPY made a retest on this zone and found some bullish momentum to move further down on up and retesting this zone. So on our last week's analysis, we drew this zone in hopes that GBPJPY was consolidating between these three zones over here. So it's still in its consolidation phase. But if you want to trade between these two zones, then what you can do is you can go to a shorter time frame, like a 4-hour time frame, and then go short when GBPJPY breaks out of this zone, setting your TP over here at this zone. So we're gonna wait at this zone and at this zone to see what GBPJPY does next, and that's how we're gonna take some entry. If it breaks and close below this either of these zones, that's when we're gonna go short on GBPJPY in hopes of probably GBPJPY moving towards this zone or even retesting this uptrend line in the upcoming weeks. That would probably be setting up a new downtrend line connecting something like this. This would be the second retest point over here. So this is a pretty golden opportunity for now to enter in GBPJPY, because this is the second retest point. So you can look for some short entries, but wait to see if it breaks and close below these zones. Now let's go towards EURJPY. But just an announcement, guys, if you haven't subscribed to this channel yet, then please make sure to subscribe to this channel and also give this video a thumbs up. We do live trading every day on the London and New York sessions, so if you want to trade with us live, then make sure to subscribe and stay tuned. Now on the EURJPY chart, we drew this ascending triangle pattern on our last week's market analysis on EURJPY, and how we were talking about EURJPY might make a breakout on the upside right around here, and if it breaks out of this zone over here, then it might get a lot of bullish momentum to go even further down, because that's been because this ascending triangle has been following up for quite some days or even weeks. So that's what EURJPY actually did. If you go to a shorter time frame, like a 4-hour time frame, you can see all these zones over here. We were talking how EURJPY was building a lot of momentum over here between these two zones, consolidating in between them. And after the consolidation ended, EURJPY broke out of this zone, and then even broke out of this zone and went up with huge bullish momentum. Now EURJPY is making some pullback towards this zone or either this zone. So what we can do is we can wait to see if EURJPY breaks out of this zone with further bearish momentum. If it does, then we can take a short entry in hopes of EURJPY to reach this zone over here. But the ultimate move of EURJPY should be going long. Okay, after EURJPY is EURJPY is currently making a pullback. It's not the original move, it's the pullback. It's correcting some move. So after the pullback ends, then it might make its further move in the bullish side, or it may be making its move up even by retesting this zone over here. So we're gonna wait for EURJPY to actually break out of this zone on the short side to enter short. If but on the longs, for the long side, we're gonna go long like when EURJPY breaks out of this zone over here. So let's go to US30USD chart. So let's see on the daily time frame. Okay, there's not much to see on the daily time frame, so we're gonna go towards 4-hour time frame. So again, we drew this both zones and also this trend line on our last week's market analysis, and how we were talking about US30USD has been consolidating between these two zones, and it might make a breakout on the upside or on the short side, on either way. We drew this trend line by connecting this point and these retest points over here. So we were talking about how US30USD is kind of forming a new downtrend line over here, and also between these two zones over here. So if you draw like a level over here connecting this to this, it looks like a descending triangle pattern, right? And this would be its key zone over here. So what you can do is, like, you can wait for US30USD to break out of this zone and this level of this descending triangle, and then go short on the break of this zone and this level over here. And if US30USD breaks out of this zone, then the long-term bias would be that US30USD is going long even further up, or my bias is that, like my analysis is that US30USD will be breaking out of this zone with bearish momentum, and then we can enter short on this trade when US30USD breaks out of this zone. So wait to see what US30USD does between these two zones, and then enter short when US30USD breaks out of this zone over here. So that's my analysis on all these pairs. If you guys found any value in this video, then please make sure to subscribe to our channel and also give this video a thumbs up. We do live trading every day, so if you want to trade with us live, then make sure to subscribe and stay tuned. So that's it for today's video. We'll see you again on the next video.